Bore da. We've all heard people say, or have said it ourselves, have a heart. That is, don't be so hard, show some compassion. We've also heard people say of some, what a heartless individual, or he has no heart. These are people who are hard on others and lacking all common grace. Therefore, the question I have for us this morning is what is the heart? Well, first, let me state the obvious. In this devotion this morning, I'm not talking about the heart as that vital organ, a muscle that pumps blood through the body, and neither is this article concerned with the romantic, philosophical, or literary definition. Instead, we'll focus on what the Bible has to say about the heart. You see, the Bible mentions the heart almost 1,000 times. In essence, this is what it says. The heart is that spiritual part of us where our emotions and desires dwell. Before we look at the human heart, we'll mention that since God has emotions and desires, he too can be said to have a heart. We have a heart because God does. David, according to Acts 13 and 22, was a man after God's own heart. And God blesses his people with leaders who follow his heart. The human heart, in its natural condition, is evil, treacherous, and deceitful. Listen to what Jeremiah 17 and verse 9 says. The heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? In other words, the fall has affected the deepest level. Our minds, our emotions, our desires have all been tainted by sin, and we are blind to just how prevalent the problem is. We may not understand our own hearts, but God does. Psalm 44:21 says, he knows the secrets of the heart. Jesus knew all men and had no need that anyone should testify of man, for he knew what was in man. You find that in John 2:24-25. And based on his knowledge of the heart, God can judge righteously. Listen to Jeremiah 17 and verse 10. I, the Lord, search the heart. I test the mind, even to give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his doings. Jesus pointed out the fallen condition of our hearts in Mark 7, verses 21 and 23. He says, for within, out of men's hearts, come evil thoughts, sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, greed, malice, deceit, lewdness, envy, slander, arrogance, and folly. All these evils come from inside and make a man unclean. You see, our biggest problem is not external, but internal. All of us have a heart problem. And in order for a person to be saved, then there must be a heart change. And this only happens by the power of God in response to faith. Paul says, with the heart one believes unto righteousness, Romans 10 and 10. In his grace, God can create within us a new heart. And you find that in Psalm 51 and verse 10, and again in Ezekiel 36 and verse 26. He promises to, and I quote Isaiah 57:15, revive the heart of the contrite ones. When I was young, preachers very often used to challenge people in the gospel service to give their hearts to Jesus. We don't tend to hear this so much these days. However, the wisdom of Solomon in Proverbs has this challenge for us. My son, give me your heart. And therefore this morning, can I ask you a challenging question? Have you given your heart to Jesus? Is Jesus this morning at the center of your life? Listen to the words of this old song, Lord, I give you my heart. God bless you. Enjoy the day. And don't forget, make room for the Saviour in your life. Pob endith, hwyl fawr.